Hello and welcome back to the KenOhWee Channel, and welcome back to another comparison video. And for today's episode, I'll be featuring our favorite mercenary once again, but this time instead of 2, it'll be in 3 different amazing figure forms. Of course, I, a collector myself, understand your struggle whenever it comes to choosing only one, which is why I've used my own money to purchase these 3 amazing figures so I could talk about them, which of course hurt my wallet really bad.
I haven't cried like that since Titanic.
But if this video managed to help you, then it's worth it. So without further ado, nitpicky hat on, and there's going to be a lot to talk about. So let's do this. Box design.
Boring!
But, okay fine. But props to the Yamaguchi box because it really looks awesome. Character representation. Since the figure's design uses the Marvel Now Deadpool costume as a reference instead of the movie version, there isn't much that can be said since it's the comic version and there's not much iterations other than the position of the gun pouches, which varies. So I like to put it out there that there is no right answer as to which of these figures looks most accurate to the comics, but because I have the nitpicky hat on, I shall be using this picture as a reference and comparing them with these figures. So starting with the base costume, the red and black suit, I'd say all 3 figures managed to capture that accurately. The only difference is that the Legends figure looks like he's wearing body paint, as it looks like it's all flat, whereas there's creases and suit lining details on the other 2 figures, which makes it look like they're wearing something. And there's really subtle differences with the base costume for all 3. For example, the curvature of the reds and the blacks, like in the arms, the torso, the legs, but it's hardly noticeable and it won't affect the overall look of the figure. Moving on to the pouch design, starting with the Figma and bringing back the picture reference. As you can see, the picture had a gun pouch on the left strap which isn't present on the Figma figure, and the pouch on the belt is facing the right instead of the left, which makes sense. If you're having 2 guns, you'd want to have one facing the opposite direction so you can use both hands to hold them. Figma's design indicates that Deadpool can only use his gun on the right hand. Check out my gun removing speed. Wait, they're both on the right. I don't know which one to choose. Or it could be,
You freeze, bitch!
but the Figma Deadpool got the right pouch accurate, but the knife holster is at the wrong direction. So 1 out of 4. Next up, Legends figure. He doesn't have the gun on this strap, but he's got the belt, thigh and knife holster at the right position. And lastly, the Revoltech Deadpool has everything down to the position of the left pouch on his belt, which at first I thought was an error as it looked like it was upside down, but apparently was accurate to the picture. So once again, all of these 3 figures look great, but Revoltech has the most complete look in comparison with the others. Attention to detail. There's plenty of detail sculpted and molded into the figures themselves. The Marvel Legends got all the striations of his muscles, the Figma has details on his belt, and Revoltech got all the creases and muscularity, which looks like his muscles are popping out of his suit. But when it comes to the accessories, just like the paint application, certain accessories receive more attention, like the Legends head, and Taco has plenty of detail but the gun is almost flat. But for Figma, there's just more clear bumps and grooves on his guns and cannons. Proportion. Comparing all 3, the best look in terms of muscularity and proportion would probably be the Marvel Legends figure, as the Figma one is the least muscular among them all and the shortest. And although Revoltech has a few bulky muscles as well, unfortunately the head is a little too small, which affects the overall proportion of this figure. Figure design. Bringing it all together, here are the design choices made on the Legends figure. You're only provided 1 pair of hands and it's molded differently, with one hand having the pinky out whereas the other doesn't, so you're stuck with these positions regardless of what poses you end up making Deadpool do. But they do a relatively good job in holding the weapons. However, it can be stretched from holding the guns or the plasma cannons, which compromises his grip on his katanas or knife, so it'll be a hassle to constantly try and warp the hands back into shape if you want him to hold the katanas again. They've also used all their efforts in sculpting the muscle striations but just painted the muscles over, which results in him looking like he's wearing a body paint instead of a suit. Also, another thing to highlight which I missed in my review, there's also a hole at the back which you can peg your bazooka into, which was a welcome addition. Design choices by Revoltech. The figure utilizes the Revoltech joint, which makes it a bit of a hassle to pose this figure as it can only go in one direction compared to a peg connected on a ball joint. So if you were to do a side to side movement, you'd have to disassemble the figure and reposition the Revoltech joint to allow such movement. And also, the joint can make the figure look disjointed in certain angles, particularly the arm.
Transformers, more than meets the eye.
And because this figure was designed to allow maximum range of motion, it sacrifices on the outlook. For example, crunching him too far forwards reveals too huge gap at the back, but I'm pretty sure they're thinking that you won't be focusing on the gaps when you're taking pictures of him posing anyways. Also, the Revoltech joints are protruding out of his knee, which again compromises the look of this figure. Unlike the Figma and Legends figure, the weapons on his holsters does not come out, which makes him look like he carries additional weapons when he's holding the guns. But at least the sword handles can be removed. It just doesn't add to the illusion of Deadpool utilizing his stored weapons, which isn't a big deal to some. And just like the Legends figure, you have a pair of weapon wielding hands to hold both the katanas and the guns, which can also be stretched when holding the guns for too long. Design choices by Figma. Figma opted for a more gentle look, which means there's less protruding muscles, although there is still some and not a lot of creases. So all of these just makes the figure look soft in its appearance, which may be off-putting to some. And just like Revoltech, they've sacrificed the appearance for the sake of articulation, such in the case of the chest area where they modeled the upper chest inwards to allow more range for his arm, but it resulted in the figure looking like he has man boobs. And also the hamstring, which was carved out to allow more knee flex, and of course the protruding disc of the knee joint. Even though there's no bicep twist like the Revoltech figure, it is still much easier to pose the arms on this figure than it is on the other one. Also, the hands don't really hold the pistols really well, but no problem for the cannons.
Say hello to my little friend!
Ultimately, as always with action figures, it all comes down to personal preference, but I give it a tie between the Figma and the Legends figure. It all depends whether you want a more muscular figure but with less range of motion, or a figure who could do more poses but sacrifices a little bit on the appearance. Scale. And here they are standing next to other action figures from various lines, so you could have a rough idea on how it looks if you purchase any of these Deadpool figures. Articulation. I won't be going through all the articulation again, so to sum it up quickly, here's the Cheerleaders Challenge. Look up to the stars. Smell my pits. The face slap. The back scratcher. The Superman plank. The crunch, do it yourself face kick, the groin tear, the crotch killer, the meditation, the crashing my ex's wedding pose, the Spider-Man crawl, the Deadpool centipede. No, too much, cut the feet. So, in summary, all these figures can pull off amazing poses, but I'd say Revoltech is able to execute just a little bit more range compared to the other two. The accessories. To make it fair, I'll be excluding the DX version accessory when comparing with the rest, so all of them come with a pair of katanas and a pair of handguns, but Legends comes with more sets of weapons with the addition of the boxing bazooka, the plasma cannon and shotgun, but no extra pair of hands, one pair of hands to rule them all. Whereas the other packages comes with a ton of additional hands, Figma comes with just a tad more with the addition of the call me maybe, good job and the pointing hand. Legends come with an additional unmasked Wade Wilson head looking really amazing or creepy to some, and also a taco, whereas Figma uses interchangeable faces and it comes with two additional faces, raised eyeball and give me a lollipop punk look. And Revoltech, like the SH figure out Spider-Man, uses interchangeable eyes, but they also provide you with an additional head, so it can serve as an interchangeable head, and they provide you with 3 pairs of additional eyes, so pick your favorite eyes. If not, you have to use this pick and swap them each time. So the eyes ranges from mean looking to squinty to really squinty eyes. So again, it all comes down to what you want in a figure. Me personally, I like to have more weapons as always, so I'd give this to Marvel Legends, but if I were to bring the DX version into consideration, then of course it will have the upper hand as it comes with additional weapons, the chimichanga eating accessories, and also the interchangeable legs, but of course it will cost a little bit more and is not included as a point in this round. Price. These prices vary depending on which website you go to, so please check your preferred toy website for an accurate price. Starting from the cheapest is the Marvel Legends figure coming in at only $25, and then a big jump to Revoltech at $75, and then the Figma coming in at $90. And the Figma DX version would cost around $15 more, so around $100 to $110. So, in summary, I really hope I managed to highlight some important factors that may help you in your decision making, and once again, I really like to stress that it all comes down to personal preference when choosing between these figures. Everyone is entitled to their own choice and I respect that, and whichever figure you decide to have in your collection, I'm sure you enjoy that particular figure. At the end of the day, all these are incredible figures. So having said that, if I were to choose a winner out of the 3, I'd say
The ballots are in, and one girl had to win.
the Marvel Legends definitely edges out on the other two. What? What? Seriously? Do you know how much it cost to make me? They even modeled my perfectly shaped man boobs. I have so much more articulation. Okay, calm down, guys.
accessories are
It's only fair this way. Okay, let's all go out and have a nice cheesy chimichanga together, eh? Huh? Guys, calm down. No. I just can't deny the fact that you're getting the most out of your $25 for the Marvel Legends package. Great figure, sufficient articulation, weapons drawn illusion, awesome accessories, plenty of playability. Overall, an amazing package. But for me personally, I'd pick the Figma DX version 1 solely because of the additional accessories, which really makes the Figma figure extremely fun to play with, and also more range of movement. That concludes today's action figure comparison episode. I hope you guys enjoyed today's episode, and I certainly hope you found it informative or funny. And if you watched all the way to the end, I just want to say thank you very much for staying tuned, and don't forget to leave a like, as it'll help me a lot, and I truly appreciate all the support given to this channel. If you're new, welcome to my channel, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button for more content about action figure reviews, sketches, and more. Do let me know which Deadpool figure is your favorite in the comment section down below, and as always, thank you guys very much for watching. I hope you guys are embracing your inner Deadpool and just stuffing all the goodness of a chimichanga into your bellies. Have a great week, stay awesome, stay geeky, and I'll see you guys at the next video.